guys, welcome back to my channel. What happens? I was having Taylor, and today I just really wanted to make a video because I found that just like post-grad life has been a lot harder than I anticipated, and it's just a very sucky transition period, I think, for me. And so I felt like making a video about it would be a bit more therapeutic, you know. I just kind of wanted to graduate so bad. Like, college was so hard, so long, and I was really ready to kind of be done. And so I didn't really think about afterwards. Like, I thought about it, but I didn't realize how challenging the period of it afterwards is going to be. And sometimes I think that, you know, maybe it's because of the virus that things are going the way they are, but sometimes I'm like, how much of this is the normal reality of a college grad, and how much of it is just the virus in the mix of it, you know. And so for me, I do have a summer job. I am going to be working at a camp this summer, which was not ideal, but it's a way for me to make money and kind of save up while I'm at home. So that's what I was trying to do. And then just because I was also applying for full-time jobs as well, but I haven't really gotten into that. And those jobs I've had interviews for, they've had problems with hiring and stuff, like hiring freezes and things like that because of the virus. So I don't know, it's just been a lot more difficult than I anticipated. It's not even that, you know, the waiting period is too long, but it's almost like circumstances within the waiting period, because I do live at home. I am under my parents' rules. I do have to live with teenage siblings. I can't just do things when I want to all the time. When they say wake up, I gotta wake up. When they say, well, you gotta do this, I gotta knock it out. And so I think it's different because in college, you know, I've just been literally by myself. I was an RA for 3 years roughly, and so I just lived I had my own room for basically 3 years, and I was doing my own thing when I wanted to. I studied when I wanted to. I went to sleep when I wanted to. Not to be ungrateful, because, you know, my parents do support me and stuff, but it's not easy it's not easy losing kind of like your independence and then trying to figure out how to maintain and then kind of transition into a new period where it's also kind of scary. And so I feel like it's kind of like post-grad blues, because it's very sad, it's very frustrating to kind of lose lots of parts of yourself and still try to transition to a new phase of life, I guess, that is very unknown. Because right now a lot of jobs aren't hiring, and when I say entry level, it's not entry level for real, because entry level is like, it's like you need 3 to 5 years experience, and I'm like, I don't have 3 to 5 years experience. So I'm kind of battling with that. You know, with God, like, you have to trust in him. You have to trust that he's going to take care of you, that he's going to lead you where he wants you to be. But with that also comes obedience. I can't just take any job because, oh, I feel like it. I can't just move in with these people because I want to move out now. It's like I move in the way that God approves of, in a way where I know his blessing is going to be on it. And I think that's a different way of living than certain people who just like do what they want when they want, because they live life by their own rules. But like, I have a heavenly Father to kind of answer to, and it's not a bad thing, but I have to be more careful about the choices that I make. I have to consider him when I'm making decisions and ask him his opinion on it and what he thinks. And so it's a lot more measured kind of living. And in the end, it works out. It always works out a lot better than the things that I planned. But that doesn't make it any easier when you kind of are trying to figure out what's going to be next and how to live in the circumstances you're in now. So yeah, I'm a bit frustrated at the moment. Today I just got really sad because I think I was overwhelmed with emotion about where I was in life, because I do live at home. Like, I have to deal with all the personalities in the house. I got to kind of, you know, like I said, live by my parents' rules. You know, it's a different way of living that I haven't really experienced in a long time. And so I'm trying to deal with that, and then at the same time trying to progress in life. But it's like, it feels almost impossible. It's like, I really want to get out of this situation that's not terrible, but it's not ideal, and I want to get into this situation, but it's like almost impossible. Like, you keep hitting a wall, and it's like, well, when am I gonna finally get through that wall and like break it down and just make progress, you know? Because I feel like the goals that I have aren't super crazy goals. They're normal things. I want to just move out, have my own place. And that's another thing. People are like, yeah, get a roommate, da da da, to save money. And I know it's smart to save money, you know. Okay, also don't mind my hair. I'm deep conditioning, so if it looks wonky, just don't pay attention to that. I don't know, me living with people, it's not because I can't do it, it's not because it's impossible, it just gives you another load of stress that you don't need. And you have to, it's good, I say it is good to live with a roommate because you have someone else to consider. You're less thinking about, like, you're not thinking about yourself as much, you're sharing, you're compromising. Like, it's good ways to exercise being in a relationship with other people. However, I just find like my mind is at peace. I feel most sane. I feel a little bit more together when I don't live with other people, and when I limit my time with people, because I am an introvert. So like being with people in general, even if it's fun, it's just gonna be draining. So living in a house with 4 other people and you interact with them daily, it's just hard to balance you time, family time, time with God. I think I had an interview maybe like a month ago, and I really wanted this job so bad because it was gonna afford me, like, not afford me, but it just had a lot of things that I really was looking for in a job, and they didn't hire. I don't think they hired anybody because of the hiring freeze or something. And it was a really hard pill to swallow. It's not like they said no, but they didn't say yes. I think I'm kind of disappointed that it didn't work out, and it's like all my other options aren't that great either. So I think it's like not only a frustrating stage but also a discouraging stage. Like where I live, I don't know a lot of people that I could like potentially live with. I guess all my friends that I want to live with, they live far, and you know, God kind of said no to those I guess opportunities. And so I think that's another point where I kind of hit another wall. It's like, okay, I'm always trying to go in a way that is pleasing to him, but sometimes that means I get disappointed, and so I think I'm kind of frustrated and tired of being disappointed. And when you're disappointed and frustrated with your situation, of not being able to go where you want to go and be where you want to be, and then you're also in another situation that's also difficult to manage, it's like bruh, when is this over? And every day when you see reports about the virus not getting better, it's like wow. At the same time, this is a great time to take, well, it's a great opportunity, I think, to listen to the Lord, see what he's saying to me. But just being honest and transparent, sometimes I feel like as important as perspective is, as listening to God, as listening to what he has to say to you, his encouraging words, reading the word just to build up your spirit, sometimes it can get a bit repetitive. Sometimes you want a different answer, you know? Sometimes you don't want the same thing because you're like, oh, I know that. But then again, if you truly knew that, then you wouldn't be worrying, I guess. So I don't know, if God's like trusting me, da 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 da, then okay, it's plain and simple, that's what you gotta do. But it's easier said than done. And so I think that's why it's important just to kind of read the word over and over and over again, and when you feel down, kind of reiterate it to yourself and say, Lord, help me to meditate on this, help me to receive it in my heart and take action with what I know and what you've told me. So that's what I've been thinking about lately. I don't know, it's just been a very, very interesting period of time. And it's end of June, so we have July and August. I'm hoping to keep trying to find jobs and stuff, but like I've filled out so many applications and I'm like, I rarely get a response back on anything I feel like is worth it. But you know, sometimes you have to take the small jobs to get up to where you want, but at the same time I'm like, where I live is expensive to live by yourself. All there is families, because these people have money to support families. I can barely support myself. And that's another thing, when it comes to like living by yourself, it costs more money. When you have a roommate, it may cost you like $700 to maybe $1,000, but like when you live by yourself where I live, it's at least $1,300. And that's for like a studio maybe. So it's just pros and cons. You just gotta weigh them out and figure out what's the best course of action. But sometimes I'm like, I don't know what to do. Actually, all the time I don't know what to do. It's okay to say how you feel, to God and let him know what you think. But I just have to remind myself that he knows better than me, because I don't know everything. I don't know what the future is gonna hold, and I sure enough did not know about a virus. And I think this video has encouraged me to just spend a little bit more time in my word, to kind of reiterate what he's already told me and kind of use it as encouragement. But sometimes being in this position on all sides is kind of overwhelming. This video was very therapeutic for me to do. I really wanted to get my thoughts out there, and I feel like many people are trying to handle post-grad life, because I've watched some videos on it, but there's not a lot of content. I feel like when it comes to post-grad, they mostly talk about how you have all these options and, you know, travel a lot when you're young, da da da. I'm like, I just want a job and a place to stay. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.